Well, welcome everyone to today's webinar. I am very excited to have my good friend Ernesto Verdugo here. And the reason why I wanted to bring Ernesto on and introduce him to my community is I'm going to be speaking with Ernesto, and Ernesto is putting together a really amazing event, and we're looking for amazing speakers to join us. We have some already for the event, and we're still looking for more that have a unique expertise. So that's why I wanted to bring Ernesto on and share with you what we're doing and tell you a little bit about the event and divide that we've got going on to have, if you're looking to have international exposure for your business or for your brand. So Ernesto, without further ado, why don't you take it away?
Fantastic, Jimena. Very nice being here speaking for your community. And indeed, I mean, I want to get straight into the information because I think it's going to be very important for everybody that wants to speak in Dubai, that want to speak in possibly Bahrain and other stages. And I'm going to be telling you a little bit of exactly how you need to do it and what we need from you so that you could possibly become one of our speakers. So this presentation is going to be for speakers. So if you're already a speaker, this is fantastic. If you're an author, this is also going to be perfect for you. If you're an expert, if you're a thought leader, if you're a business owner, or in reality, anyone who's interested in amplifying his or her brand. Now, let me just show a picture of me and my business partner, Mitch Carson. And you're going to say, well, why are we dressed like that? And the reason why we're dressed like that, we were in a costume party in the Marketers Cruise. And obviously, we wanted to connect with as many people as possible to bring to international stages. So we, of course, took the opportunity to dress like that because, of course, our next event is going to be happening in Bahrain. So just for you to have an idea of who we are and what our experience is, let me just tell you about our joint accomplishes. We have promoted over 1,000 events in 9 different countries. We have presented to people from over 120 nationalities in 56 countries. We have shared jointly the platform with Donald Trump, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Sir Richard Branson, Mike Filsaime, John Calvin, Russell Brunson, and a lot of other names over there that you can read. We have been featured on CBS, Home Shopping Network, CNBC, The Wall Street Journal, Entrepreneur Magazine, Sydney Morning Herald, Reuters Worldwide, Dubai Eye, Los Angeles Times. And now, let me just share with you some of the speakers who have spoken at our events. Possibly you'll recognize some of the faces there. Let me just quickly ask Jimena, how many faces do you recognize?
Well, I recognize Russell Brunson, Mike Koenigs, Joel Comm, Mike Filsaime, Andy Shaw. I think that's all I recognize.
Well, we have there Tony Busan, we have Joel Comm, we have Raymond Aron, we have Vishen Lakhiani. Anyway, I mean, most of them are well-known speakers. So these are the speakers that we have brought to Dubai and to other stages. And now there's a great opportunity for you to also come and speak for us. However, I do not know how well you know the world of paid speaking, and this is exactly why I want to make sure that you understand all of this. So I'm going to be sharing with you some golden nuggets on how you can take your speaking career to the next level. So what I'm going to be sharing with you is a little bit of my experience throughout 20 years of the amazing world of paid speaking. So how to play the game of paid speaking, and the important word there is paid. On the game of paid speaking, basically we have you as the first person. Of course, you're the one that is going to be playing there. Now, if you are working already with a speakers bureau and you're listed with a speakers bureau, most likely they are not getting you as many gigs as you want. So very possible what you are doing is you're actually self-marketing yourself. Now, this is effective, but I'm going to tell you what is going to be the most effective way for you to start getting more speaking gigs. The first thing, the best thing that you can do is start working with an event promoter. Have you ever worked with an event promoter?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, perfect. Well, this is exactly what most people have not done. I mean, they have tried to self-promote themselves, or possibly they have listed themselves on the speakers bureau. So you can work with an event promoter, or the other way that you can start getting more speaking gigs is if you hire a public relations firm. Now, this is what most people do, because of course they really do not understand how to work with an event promoter. This is exactly what I am, and this is why I am teaching you exactly how this works, so that we can have a very good relationship working together. So you can work with a person like me, or you can go and work with a public relations firm. Now, what is the problem when you start working with a public relations firm? Well, first of all, in the moment that you hire them, the first thing that they're going to tell you is that they might get you on TV. They also might tell you that they're going to be possibly getting you on radio. Also, possibly, they're going to say that they are going to be getting you on magazines and on printed media. Now, the important word here is might. They will never promise you that they're going to do it. Now, unless you already have a brand, there's a good possibility that they're not going to be working with you. Now, if you hire them and they actually accept to work with you, you will have to get with them into a 3 to 6 month contract, because always they will tell you that the longer you work with them, the more chances you have for actually getting on TV, on the radio, and on printed media, right? Now, the amount of money that these guys charge for working with you is about $5,000 to $10,000 per month. So if you think about it, I mean, let's say that you hire them for 3 months, you're going to be paying anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000 as minimal risk. And the problem is you are still going to have questionable performance, because they are providing you no guarantees. So what I'm going to be teaching you now is how you can get a powerful money-making shortcut, so that you and your promoter, in this case me, also make money. Right? This is a very important thing. So what I'm going to be covering on this presentation? First of all, I'm going to be covering the 3 different kinds of speakers. Second, I'm going to be covering 3 things every speaker needs to do to be properly positioned in the marketplace. 3, how to avoid the most common mistakes amateur speakers make. 4, working with the most important person of your speaking career. And last but not least, I'm going to share with you the ultimate shortcut while you can save time, money, and grief. There are 3 different types of speakers. Very important. You do not need to be an expert in the 3 categories. I do not know you, so I do not know what kind of speaker you have been so far. Possibly you have been already a trainer. If you have not been a trainer yet, let me just share with you very quickly what trainers do. They are subject matter experts. They will deliver a 1 to 5 day brain dump. They will have a lot of crowd interaction with them. It is the kind of speaking that will make you feel the most comfortable, because of course you're working with smaller groups. It's the one that has the lowest compensation per hour. That means that, for example, you could be hired for $5,000 to work for a week, or $10,000 to work for a week. Now, how we work is you might be able to get those 5,000 or those 10,000 if you speak on a keynote speech for 60 minutes or 90 minutes, which is a complete different story, right? This is the least effective for personal branding, and this is a very important thing, because obviously personal branding is what's going to take you to the next level. Now, category number 2 is a keynote speaker. Okay, now keynote speakers deliver presentations which are 60 to 90 minutes. They are topic specific, which of course is great, because of course you can have one topic and be presenting in many different stages. You don't have to have brain dumps. It's just a small topic specific presentation that people want to hear about, and they are going to be paying you for that, right? So limited or no crowd interaction whatsoever. So there's not going to be any interaction that you're going to be having. That of course is great, because you learn how to deliver that, and then you will get paid. It is very formula driven, and the important thing is to rehearse. That's the important thing. You will also could be very well compensated. I mean, right now, for example, Gary Vaynerchuk, possibly you have heard of him. We recently saw him speak in Traffic and Conversion in San Diego, and he gets paid $80,000 for a 90-minute presentation. I mean, isn't that awesome? That's just absolutely awesome. I mean, if you think about President Clinton, he gets paid $500,000 for a keynote presentation, and I mean, it's just unbelievable. If you get at that level, of course, you will get paid a lot of money, but beginner speakers and exactly the kind of speakers that we're looking for, we can get them to start making about $5,000 to about $15,000 very fast. And that, of course, the important thing for us is that we can help them monetize it, because if they make money, we also make money. And this is the reason why I want to explain all this information for you. Now, this is, doing keynote speaking, in my eyes, it's a fantastic way to enhance your personal brand. And that's why I want to focus on this. Now, let's go to category number 3, and that is the most difficult of them all. Here we're seeing the best pitchman ever existed. He unfortunately is not with us anymore. His name was Willie Mays, and he was just an extraordinary pitchman. Selling from the stage. Selling from the stage, it's an art that requires a lot of experience. Many speakers fall into the trap that they think, well, I want to make money speaking, so I'm going to be selling from the stage. Because, of course, I have done a lot of webinars. And then I can just tell you from the very beginning that not because you're good delivering webinars, that means that you are going to be doing well on the stage.
And it's a completely different animal, because with a webinar, you have the ability to have your notes if you have notes for your slides, and it's just different. You don't have all these eyeballs staring back at you, but when you're on a stage, you have all these people looking at you, and you don't have your notes, and you really have to know your stuff, and you can't start having your voice breaking up as you go into the pitch, as I've seen a lot of people happen. So yeah, it's a completely different animal, and if you don't know what you're doing, it's very easy to fall on your face.
Exactly. So don't worry about it, because I don't want you to sell from the stage. I want you to make money doing keynote speeches. And this is exactly why I want to do this presentation for you. So if you would be a pitchman, it's very similar than doing a keynote. It's once again anywhere between 60 to 90 minutes. It's product specific, not topic specific, because of course you want to link your product to something or to some result that somebody wants, so that they will be able to purchase your product afterwards, right? Then you have limited to or no crowd interaction as a keynote speech. It is even more formula driven and rehearsed. It is the most well compensated when trained properly, but of course, once again, you need a ton of experience, and also can be effective for your personal branding if it is done correctly. If it is done incorrectly, you are not going to be doing very well. And this is one of the mistakes that most people do. They think that in order for them to make money while speaking abroad and going all over the place, they need to sell from the stage. And I want to reverse that, because of course, this is the most difficult thing to master, and it's going to be very difficult for you to start making money selling from the stage. Also, what happens is a lot of people feel very uncomfortable selling from the stage. I mean, have you ever done that, Jimena? Have you ever tried to sell from the stage?
Yeah, it was an absolute disaster.
Yeah, it is very hard. It's not an easy thing. That's why doing keynote presentations, just deliver a topic. You are not selling anything. There's other ways on how to make money delivering keynote speeches, and this is exactly what I want to tell you about, and how I want you to understand this event that we're going to be having very soon in Dubai. So now that we have covered the 3 different types of speakers, let me just go into 3 things that you need to know in order to be properly positioned on the marketplace. Now, first of all, and this is another thing that a lot of people get very confused. A lot of people think that they need experience. Now, I do not know how experienced you are or not. I have over 10,000 hours of experience on different stages around the world. I have gone the long route. You don't want to go 10,000 hours, because of course it's going to take you almost 5 years speaking 8 hours a day if you actually do it like that. I have been speaking for 23 years, and that has given me those 10,000 hours. But I want you to start making money right away. So for us, it is very easy to figure out who has experience and who hasn't. For us, now that is not the most important thing, because of course what I want you to focus in is how to make money. Now the question is, how can you get paid without having 10,000 hours of speaking experience? Is that even possible? Well, the answer is absolutely. Now, if we talk about it and we think about it, how much is 10,000 hours? Well, as I was telling you, 10,000 hours is 8 hours a day, 5 days, 52 weeks, 4.8 years. That will equal 10,000 hours. Obviously, you're not going to do that. So what I'm going to be giving you is a powerful shortcut so that you and I can work together, or you can also work together with other promoters so that you will be able to start making money delivering keynote speeches, which are 60 to 90 minutes. Does that sound interesting, Jimena? Do you think that your audience, do you think that the people which are listening to this will find this interesting, even if we don't select them to speak in Dubai?
Oh, absolutely. This is very powerful information, and getting paid to speak is not, it's definitely an art, and it's so much better than having to sell from the stage, just because I've done it and it was very frightening. I don't want to do it anymore.
It is horrible. It is horrible. So anyway, I have to warn you, what I'm going to be explaining to you right now, it will seem difficult at first, but I'm going to give you the solution. But I want you to understand these principles, because these principles are going to help you already start getting yourself booked on stages all over the world. So please bear with me. Don't be afraid, because I'm going to give you the solution at the very end of this presentation. Now, what can change your speaking career? Well, what can change your speaking career is proof, not experience. Once again, proof. And please, I want you to tattoo this on your brain. Proof wins over experience every time. Once again, proof wins over experience every time. What does this mean? That if you can prove that you know what you're doing, even if you have very little experience on the stage, you will be able to make money. Now, this proof needs to be irrefutable. And this is a very important thing. It should be irrefutable. What do I mean with that? Well, what happens is that you cannot fake proof, but you can cause credibility. And that's the most important thing. I'm going to be teaching you how you can cause credibility so that you will be able to start getting paid for speaking gigs. Now, here we can see legitimate versus smoke and mirrors kind of proof. Here at the left, you're going to see my business partner, Mitch Carson, and he can easily show you that he has been featured in U.S. News, CBS, Forbes, Wall Street Journal, Entrepreneur Magazine, Roll Call, Reuters, etc., etc. Now, in the other picture, and I had to change the picture for this Lisi guy, there's a ton of people that what they do is they get all these logos, and then they tell you, well, you know, I have been seen in CBS, in Fox, in NBC, and ABC. Now, for us as promoters, all it takes is for me to tell you, well, can you send me the footage when you were in CBS News, or when you were in Fox, or when you were in NBC? And guess what? Actually, some people tell me, well, it was not that I was there, but I submitted an article, or I did something on the Fox News website, or I even placed an ad, and this is just basically so that I look important. Well, that's just fake. That's smoke and mirrors, and that will get you in trouble. So I would not recommend you to do that. This is okay. This is not okay. Now, let me show you what's exactly what I mean about irrefutable proof. Here you can see a big street sign in the most transited street in Karachi in Pakistan, and then you will see my business partner Mitch and myself there. 25 million people view this signature. That obviously is irrefutable credibility. You cannot fake the proof. If somebody will ask me, can you send me the footage of when you have been on CBS or on CNBC or whatever? Sure, I have it. I can send it to you. So this is a very important part of your media kit. And this is exactly what I want to be showing you how it works. Once again, this might look difficult, but I'm going to tell you specifically how to do it, so that you can prepare for our event in Dubai. The next thing that you're going to be required is you're going to require legitimate radio. If you have had interviews in the radio, you obviously have to provide the MP3s, the recordings, okay? The next thing that needs to be on your media kit, it needs to be legitimate publications on your niche, or of course on important magazines. The bigger the magazine, even the better, right? But it doesn't matter. It could be in niche magazines or smaller magazines. That's perfectly fine. Now, another of the mistakes that I keep on seeing people do, is that some people have ancient pictures when they were 15 years old in high school, and then they show me these kind of things, and I go like, no, that's not what I need. I mean, that's really a problem. So remember, Mr. Has Been Big Shot does not count. If you were a superstar 15 years ago and you haven't done anything lately, you need to have something to show for yourself. Let me show you another mistake that people keep on making. I keep on seeing on resumes of people that want to speak in my stages, and then they tell me, well, I have spoken all over the world. And then I tell them, well, tell me, where have you spoken? Well, I spoke in Milwaukee, and I spoke in Tampa, and I spoke in Cleveland, and I spoke in Spokane. And then suddenly I said, yeah, well, that's all in the United States. Yeah, I have also spoken in Edmonton. Well, Edmonton doesn't really count as international speaking. I have spoke in 52 countries around the world. That is international speaking. So you need to have international speaking. And this is a very important thing. International speaking is going to take your speaking career here in the States or wherever you are in your country, and it's going to elevate it to a whole new level. So that is one of the things that you should avoid doing. Now, as soon as you have all those things, what you also need to have is you have to work on your personal branding. And this is not the picture that they took on your holiday that you really dressed very nicely with the flowers behind. You need to have proper branding so that you will really know how to sell yourself. I mean, this is the packaging of how you're going to be selling yourself. So on that note, I want to share with you 4 keys to personal branding success as a speaker. And I think this is a very important part of the presentation. Once again, you need your personal branding to be done by an expert. Here's a picture of Paul Potts. This guy was a telephone salesman in Wales. Possibly you remember him from his participation on the X Factor. There on the X Factor, he arrived exactly as you see him on the left, and he had a fantastic voice, and he was basically quote unquote discovered, and then he was working with branding experts, and then he turned out a total star. And you can see the difference between one person and the other. Well, this is exactly the kind of metamorphosis or the kind of change that you require in order for you to start demanding and commanding higher fees for you as a speaker. So this is a very important key. Key number 2 is you will need, and this is the most important key from them all. This is incredibly important. You need a multi-camera demo talk. Most people that are not really professional speakers, they do not know how to play the speaker's game. What they do is you tell them, do you have any examples of you speaking? And what they do is they submit for me a webinar, or they submit for me a presentation that was recorded with a camera somewhere there with the hand moving, with very bad sound, and just, going all over the place. That is definitely not the speaker that I'm going to be hiring. I want somebody that has a multi-camera demo talk. Now, do not worry, because if you don't have one, I mean, possibly I ask you, Jimena, do you have already your professional multi-camera demo talk?
Sorry, not the way that you're explaining it.
So you have possibly a little video of somebody that have filmed you or anything like that, right?
I have a webinar.
You have a webinar, yeah. So don't worry if you don't have it, because this is an important thing that I'm going to tell you how this is done very fast and very quickly. Once again, I explained to you that at first it's going to look difficult, but then afterwards it's going to be very easy. So your demo talk, it's very important. In that picture that you saw there, you saw me there speaking in the Internet City in Dubai. For example, this is our friend Croy Seider. Possibly you know him. He got himself to speak on TEDx on the Upper East Side in New York, and now he's using that video from TED to send to the event promoters, and he's getting paid $15,000 a gig. And this is not a difficult thing to do. Now, how do you get yourself on a TED event? Well, I'm going to tell you how you don't have to get yourself on a TED event. I'm going to tell you specifically how this is done so that you will be able to start commanding higher fees, because this is a key element of your media kit. Third key to success, once again, is going to be your media kit. Most people have no clue what a media kit is. Well, that's where you put your television, your radio, your newspapers, your demo reel, etc., etc. Okay? Now, why is this so important? Because without a media kit, you are toast. That's the first thing that the promoter is going to be asking you for. So if you do not have a media kit, once again, you are toast. Fourth key to success, you are going to require a sizzle reel. Now, what is a sizzle reel? So, what is exactly a sizzle reel? A sizzle reel, it's your credibility and proof compilation video. It will sell you to the audience without relying on a bad MC. I mean, it's very common that you will have a bad MC which does an introduction that does absolutely zero justice for you and sets you up for having not such a good presentation, or sometimes even a disastrous presentation. And also, once again, as I was telling you, it will eliminate the risk of a poor presentation. So those are the things that you're going to require. And possibly right now you're saying, well, I don't think that I will be able to make it to Dubai because I don't have all these things. Well, this is exactly the reason why I want to go over each and every one of these pieces so that you will be 100% prepared when you go to Dubai with us. Okay? Now, third thing that I'm going to be covering on this presentation is how to avoid the most common mistakes amateur speakers make. And by amateur speakers, possibly you are already somebody which is doing well as an internet marketer, or so possibly you're already doing well as a business person or whatever, but you are not yet, possibly, most likely, doing a lot of money through keynote speeches, right? So that's how I would like to say an amateur speaker. Possibly you will fit in the category of amateur speaker. So the first thing that I have to tell you, and this is a very important thing, you might be very well known in your area, but if you're not known elsewhere, what's going to happen is that the perception that you might have of yourself in your place of origin where you're already being successful, it's not the perception that other people are going to have when they are abroad. So once again, Kansas is not the center of the universe. Recently, we had an issue with an upcoming speaker, somebody which is doing very well in San Diego. And we invited him to come and speak for us in Thailand. And the first thing he started saying, he started behaving like a prima donna, like, everybody knows me everywhere. I mean, you're not Paris Hilton. That's a very important thing that you need to take into consideration. And the key word of this specific spot is humble. You need to be humble, because if not, people are not going to want to work for you. So the most important rule of speaking here is you are not Tony Robbins until you are Tony Robbins. In other words, do not behave as a prima donna. That's a very important thing. You need to understand that you have to be humble, and if somebody's inviting you to speak somewhere else and you are not well known somewhere else, don't behave like if you will be the biggest star ever, because that's not going to work and people are not going to want to work with you. Now, what's a true sign of amateur ignorance? And this is a very important point. This guy that I was telling you in San Diego, once again, I mean, he started behaving like a prima donna. But on top of that, he said, well, if I'm going to be speaking there in Thailand, I would like you to pay for my business class ticket for me and for my wife. And I would like you to pay for all my expenses, and I would like you to pay for this, and I would like you to pay for that, and I would like you to have red M&Ms in my room. I mean, that kind of thing. And we said, well, I mean, imagine how would I feel? I am actually taking the risk of taking somebody that possibly is very well known in San Diego, but nobody knows him in Thailand. So what are we going to do? I mean, am I actually going to take the risk of putting the money for paying for his flight, for paying for all of these things, and then possibly that guy is going to flop because nobody knows him? I mean, over there in Thailand, you're absolutely nobody. Or in Dubai, possibly you're absolutely nobody. So one of the things that I need you to understand is that the ones that decide who they pay their tickets for are the promoters. The promoters can offer travel expenses to headliners. For example, from all these speakers, I have paid the ticket for Mike Filsaime. He was my headliner. I have paid the ticket for John Carlton. I have paid the ticket for Joel Comm. I have paid the ticket Tony Busan. The rest, and even though many of them are very well known, guess what happens? I did not pay the tickets. They understand very well that in order for them to expand their market, they have to help the promoter being there, because if not, the possibilities of being taken abroad are going to be reduced to zero. So you always have to think like this. The conditions of you working with a promoter, there always have to be win-win. If you start asking for travel expenses and nobody knows you where they're going to be taking you, guess what's going to happen? They're not going to want to work with you because, of course, they are putting themselves at risk. And that is just common sense. Does that make sense? I mean, Jimena, this is an important point for me. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's one thing to be known in your local area, but it's a whole other thing to go internationally and then expect to be treated like you're Kim Kardashian or something, you know?
Exactly. And the crazy thing about this is that most people throw away an opportunity of becoming an international speaker because of getting an airline ticket paid. It's just ridiculous.
So it's a huge opportunity otherwise, and an airplane ticket, I mean, how much is an airplane ticket really at the end of the day?
Exactly.
You know?
The fourth point I'm going to be talking about today is how to work with the most important person of your speaking career. And once again, who's this most important person is going to be your promoter. Here we're seeing Don King. Don King is famous for being the promoter of some of the biggest boxers in history. He was the promoter of Muhammad Ali. He was the promoter of Sugar Ray Leonard. He was the promoter of Julio Cesar Chavez. He was the promoter of Mike Tyson and others. A promoter is always thinking, who is going to be my next champion? So me as a promoter, and this is the reason why I'm doing this presentation for you, is because I'm looking for my next champion. So I want to work with you so that we will be able to make money together. That's the important thing. But not only with me, because there's a ton of promoters. Now, the relationship between a promoter and a speaker, the best way for you to understand it is with the film Jerry Maguire. There in Jerry Maguire, possibly you remember Tom Cruise screaming that famous, now iconic phrase, "Show me the money." But you have to remember that he was the promoter, but he was working in conjunction with Cuba Gooding Jr., which was his star. So both of them were working together. He lands the contract for him, he performs. It's a dual relationship. It doesn't mean that you are the star. This is working both sides. And now remember, what is the only question in a promoter's mind? How will I monetize this speaker? There's a ton of possibilities of monetizing a presentation. You could get $5,000 for a keynote speech, but guess what? There's also possible budgets that you can sell your books. There's possible budgets that you can do a workshop for the company that is actually bringing you to speak. There's so many different ways. And if you are a promoter and you understand how this works, and you're a speaker and you understand how this works, guess what? You are going to be making a lot of money. So the secret of making money as a speaker is the following. Please take a note on this. To become a verifiable brand that can be monetized. Once again, to become a verifiable brand that can be monetized. Now, the question that you might be thinking is, how can I become a verifiable brand that can be monetized by any promoter and start landing endless paid speaking gigs? Wouldn't that be great, Jimena, to start landing endless paid speaking gigs, not only in Dubai, but also in other places around the world?
Absolutely. It takes a lot of pressure from having to, you know, sell from the stage, for example. And then once you get good enough, I mean, as you grow, you know, maybe even you can get to the level of a Gary Vaynerchuk where he can make $80,000, which most people don't even make that in a year, in just, you know, a 60 to 90 minute presentation.
Exactly. That is just absolutely awesome. And of course, I mean, this is also that you can decide to do on the side, or this is something that you can do all the time. You can live from it. I lived from it for a long time. Now I am not doing it. I am not doing it as much because now I have a family and I don't want to travel as much. But in the past, when I was younger, I was just traveling all over the world. In fact, I am the 247 most traveled person in the world. And what is very interesting, good part of those travels was done through public speaking and actually was paid by public speaking. This is the grand magic of it. So I'm going to tell you right now how Croy Sather lands $15,000 gigs, because that's more or less what is the possibility. Now, I have to make a disclaimer here. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to be getting $15,000 speaking gigs right away. But, I mean, would you be happy if you will get a $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 gig? I mean, if you're just getting started without having really too much experience?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I like that. So, yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. So the first thing that we need to learn, and this we can learn from my friend Dave Van Hoos, which is the president and owner of Speaking Empire. He doesn't train you and say, well, you know, go and speak in Tampa, go and speak in Milwaukee, go speak in Tulsa. No, he tells you, If you want to impact the world with your message, you need to speak internationally. That's what he says, and he's one of the biggest speaking experts that I know. Now, if you want to do that, what you're going to require is you're going to require a media kit. Remember, your media kit requires legitimate TV exposure, requires legitimate radio exposure, requires that you have been featured on the media, requires that you also have a professionally done multi-camera demo talk, which lasts anywhere between 7 to 10 minutes. You need your professional personal branding. You're gonna need your sizzle reel. One last bit that you're going to be requiring in order for you to start commanding those fees is you're going to have proof that you have spoken on international stages. Now, how important are international stages? Well, I can just show you here. Russell Brunson. Here you can see him with Tony Robbins. I mean, what more endorsement would you like? He says, my international speaking career got started in Dubai. Simon Coulson, the biggest internet marketer in the UK. Right now, you're seeing there in the O2 Arena, there's about 40,000 people there. He says, after speaking in Dubai for Ernesto, my speaking career skyrocketed. Now, all of these things, as I was telling you, they might be a little bit difficult. That's why I recognize that there's two big barriers to entry. So first of all, it's time, and the second one, of course, it's money. So the question that most people ask themselves when they're listening to this, okay, so how much is it going to cost me to become a paid speaker? Because of course, you have to pay to become a paid speaker. You need a lot of this stuff, which is absolutely critical. So basically, the two options that I gave you is if you hire a publicist to help you get all this stuff, you will be paying anywhere between $15,000 to $30,000, and it's not guaranteed that you're going to be able to do it. You will need to have a sizzle reel that is going to cost you anywhere between $2,500 and $10,000, more or less. I mean, I'm being as clear as possible because this is exactly how much it's going to be costing you. You're going to require a demo talk that is going to also cost you between $2,500 to $10,000. You're going to have to hire a personal branding expert that is going to cost you anywhere between $5,000 and above. And if you think about it, your minimum investment is going to be $25,000 to $40,000. And that, of course, it's not guaranteed. Plus, on top, you might require speaker training and media training. So you need to know how to deal with the media. And of course, even though if you have all those things, you will still need the international exposure in different stages. So you can imagine, I mean, those barriers for entry, and at this point, you start seeing all these things, and you might be disheartened because you say, well, I'm never going to make it. I mean, if you know that this is what's going to cost you to become a paid speaker, it's too steep for you to get there. So basically, it is a fact. You will need all the items above. You need personal branding, a demo video to send promoters and event organizers, a complete media kit with TV, radio, and printed material, a sizzle reel, keynote speaking training, proof that you have international speaking experience, know-how on how to approach event organizers and promoters. This is a very important thing. And it will be great if you also have some media training. So this is a fact. All of these 7 things you need, if you have the 8, is even better. So if you see all these things, I think this would be absolutely overwhelming and people will give up at this point. Right, Jimena? I mean, imagine that suddenly you figured that this is exactly what you're going to require. Do you think that this will be a steep curve to get?
Yeah, for most people, sometimes $25,000 to $40,000 might not be feasible right now, so it might take longer than they would like to become a speaker at this level.
Exactly. So basically, you have 2 options. Option one, to pay anywhere between $40,000 to $50,000, have no guarantee, plus also you have to accrue thousands of hours of experience, and possibly you don't even have the international exposure. Option 2 is invest $10,000 with a guarantee and do it in 7 days. Remember, I told you that this will seem difficult at first, but I think it's already a relief that it's not going to be a $40,000 thing. If $40,000 is out of range, possibly $10,000 is not really out of range. So let me just explain to you what we are looking for. We are looking for speakers. Once again, Mitch Carson and myself are looking for speakers. And this is how you need to prepare for it. So we are going to be putting together an event in Dubai that is called the International Expert Summit. We're going to be having this event, and in this event, there's going to be people for about 20, 25 different nationalities. So it's really cool because if you get to speak in Dubai for us, you can instantly claim that you have spoken for over 25 different nationalities, which of course, anywhere else in the world, it will be almost impossible to do. But Dubai is so international that it will be perfect for you to do. Now, if you would like to be one of our speakers, I have to tell you, this is by application only. You have to apply. Okay, so here is what is happening. First of all, we are having this International Expert Summit, which is going to be a TED-like event. This TED-like event, you will have the possibility of speaking 7 to 10 minutes only for an international audience, absolutely no sales. What we would like is that you speak for us in front of a large audience. You will be trained to do so, an amazing job as a speaker during the summit. You will get your presentation filmed in a multi-camera shoot so that you will have your demo reel not only for me but also for other promoters later on in the future. You will get coverage on international television. You will get recorded on international radio. You will get media trained so reporters will love you, and we will give your personal brand an international makeover. Now, all of this is going to be happening in Dubai. And the question that you might be asking yourself is, why Dubai? Well, first of all, Dubai is considered the most spectacular city in the world. Dubai possesses the world's most prestigious stages. Dubai is has one of the most affluent markets. Inside there, in Dubai, there's 219 different nationalities. So the great thing about it is that, of course, if you speak in an event there, you will have the opportunity to speak to a ton of nationalities just right there and there in one event. And this is a very important point. All multinational companies want to be in Dubai. So the question is, why wouldn't you? Of course you want to be there. That's the epicenter of being international. It is the new Hong Kong, the new New York City, and that's why it's so important for you to be there. So by speaking in Dubai, you will earn instant international celebrity positioning and branding. So that's exactly why we would like you to join me and Jimena in speaking in Dubai, which I think is going to be an awesome experience for you. Now, most of you are saying, well, how is this going to work? I think it's very interesting, but some people are a little bit afraid because, of course, it's in the Middle East and we have been hearing all these things in the television. So is Dubai a safe place to go? Absolutely. In fact, it has been voted the #1 place in the world to raise a kid. There you see me with my son, Vincent, which is 10 years old. I have been taking him to Dubai every year. We spend a ton of time there. And he loves it. So it is an absolutely safe place to go. One of the safest places on earth. Now, you might be thinking, but I do not speak Arabic. Is that a problem? You don't have to worry. Imagine with 219 nationalities, if you speak English, everybody's going to understand you because English is the neutral language. But possibly you're saying, yeah, but I am a woman. Would I be accepted? And the answer is, of course, look at this picture. This picture was taken in Dubai. You're going to see Muslim women which are covered, but also you're going to see a ton of Western women which are not covered. But I am Jewish. Will this be a problem? The answer is no. I mean, I have taken a ton of Jewish speakers, and there's no problem. There is actually a department of tolerance. Imagine how nice, a city, a country with a department of tolerance so that everybody is welcome. You have absolutely no problems. Now, Ernesto said that the payments of the tickets could not be paid. Yeah, of course it doesn't. But tickets are not expensive. If you think about it, an economy class ticket, the cheapest that I have flown from Houston, where I live, all the way to Dubai is $457. I flew with a Russian airline, and I would not recommend you to do that. However, you can pay $900, $800, up to $1,200, and you will find almost from every point in the United States a flight to Dubai for less than $1,000. Sometimes flying from California to Florida is going to cost you more money, so it's also not expensive. Are hotel expensive? No, not really. Look at this. This is a 5-star hotel. A 5-star hotel it's $126, while a 4-star is $41. I mean, just think of it. If you also go to Vegas, in Vegas, you can also stay in a 5-star hotel for about $100. Right, in most of the cases, unless you go when it's completely packed. But those are the costs. Yeah. So basically, what happens is you can also think of Dubai has that same mentality. If I have affordable accommodation, I'm going to be attracting more people. And that's exactly what they do. Now, how about food? Well, food is just incredible. I mean, you can have fantastic shawarma in the street, which is clean. You will never get sick out of eating in the street in Dubai. You can eat in McDonald's. You can eat in any cafe, or you could eat in the most expensive hotel in the world. Of course, the variety, it's up to you. Right? Shall I bring my significant other? Is it a good place to bring my loved one? Absolutely. I believe that Dubai right now has taken the place of Venice or Paris, and it is just an extraordinary place to bring your significant other. I have to warn you, and this is an important thing. When you come and speak in Dubai, you are not going to be getting a lot of rest. The program that we are putting together is very full. Obviously, we want you to get your television, right? We want you to make sure that you're in television. We want to make sure that you get the radio. We want to make sure that you appear in the newspapers or in magazines. We want to make sure that you are speaking in TED-like events so that we can record your entire demo talk. We're going to be putting together your sizzle reel, and we're also going to be working on your branding. Okay? Now, all of the speakers which are coming are there, and of course we're all going to be networking, and we're going to have all sorts of fun activities. Possibly in this picture you recognize some of the big names. I mean, Mike Koenigs, we see Russell Brunson's also there, we see John Calton, we see Mike Filsaime. I mean, we have had these events, and of course if you're traveling halfway around the world, we want to make sure that you're having fun. So not only that, but you're also going to be participating on a high-level mastermind, and prepare to be amazed with Dubai's wealth. You're going to see, I mean, if you like eccentricity and you like opulence, you're going to be amazed in Dubai. I mean, get ready to see golden-plated cars and silver-plated Mercedes and Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Maseratis all over the place, because that's how they roll. It's just an absolutely amazing place. We're going to take you to the tallest building in the world. We're going to take you to have high tea in the 7-star, in the only 7-star hotel in the world. We're going to take you to visit Palm Island. We're also going to take you to discover the mysteries of old Dubai. And this is also great for the ladies because, of course, we have to take you to the biggest gold souk in the world, the biggest gold market in the world, which is also very exciting. And, of course, we're going to even take you so that you can see the most spectacular shopping malls in the world. That, believe it or not, is a shopping mall. And on top of that, we're going to also take you to Bab El Shams, which is a luxury resort, and also so that you can go to the only ski resort in the world, and also to have a party in a traditional Arabic dhow. That's going to be happening in that same event. But I think I got a little bit carried away because, as you can see, I get incredibly passionate about Dubai. Are you excited about this, Jimena? Do you think that this is something that you are gonna really benefit from, and you're gonna be you're excited about it?
Oh, absolutely, and that's why, you know, when you and I were talking, I was like, this is a no-brainer. I'm in. When you told me about the itinerary, and really the cost savings of being able to become an international speaker and be able to start getting paid speaking gigs without having to put in, you know, the 10,000 hours, or just really the amount of hours that you need to in order to accomplish that level of experience and being polished. Because at the end of the day, it can be quite expensive to get the right level of polish that you need to get these kinds of speaking gigs. So when you told me about this, I was like, I am in, and I have to show it to people of my community, because I know that a lot of people can benefit from this, that want to take their speaking career to the next level, or their business to the next level internationally, by sharing their message, you know, in bigger stages that are available right now.
Fantastic. Yeah, well, we look forward to having you there. Now, I'm going to come back from all this excitement thing of Dubai, and let's just talk about the things which are important for you. Once again, proof will win over experience every time. So when we are done through the 7 days that we're going to be working there together, You're going to be getting television, real television exposure, right? It's going to be real television exposure. You're going to have real radio exposure there in Dubai. You're going to have real printed media in Dubai or in Bahrain, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. You're going to have the opportunity to speak on an international stage. You're going to get your sizzle reel created, and you're also going to be getting your branding done. So when you are finished of this week, you're going to have every single thing you need to start speaking internationally. Now, why are we doing this? In reality, we're doing it for selfish reasons. And we are doing it because we are sick and tired of bringing the same speakers over and over to our stages, because there's so few people that have what it takes to get us convinced that they can do what they can do, right? Of course, they will send you some videos which are wrongly done. They don't have a media kit. They don't have this. And then we don't like really working with them. So what we would like to do is we want to help you position yourself as an international expert without logging the 10,000 hours, which I think is really cool. Now, the moment that you have all that stuff that you're going to be coming out from one full week of working with us, so the moment that you have your television, your radio, your media kit, your complete media kit, we will also not only like to see if we can work with you and already possibly book you in one of our stages, but we will show you how using LinkedIn, which Jimena is an absolute expert with, how to get yourself booked by other promoters, And now what happens is that in every city in the world, if you think about it, every single day of the year, there's 5, 6, 7 different conferences happening on every city in the world. Do you think that you have opportunities? Can you see why there's a big demand for keynote speakers? And we're going to be showing you how you can use your proof to look like a superhero. Remember, Croy lands $15,000 gigs. Now, I'm not going to tell you, and I have to do the disclaimer, I'm not saying that after you do this training or these 7 days with us in Dubai, you're going to be generating $15,000. But I mean, very easily, you can land yourself within the next month, 2 months, 3 months, you're going to be landing a $3,000 presentation, possibly $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. But even if it is a $3,000, there's ways in how you can make those $3,000 pay multiple times. Why? Because of course the keynote speech is just one source of income. While you are there, there's 3, 4, 5, 6 different ways of doing stuff, but you just need to understand how this game is played. Look at what Mike Filsaime says. Mike says, speaking in Dubai is always highlighted as an important part of my bio. In fact, if you look at him on his Wikipedia page, that's what it reads there, that Mike has been a speaker in Dubai. John Carlton, the #1 copywriter in the world, he says Dubai is a must for all serious speakers. Mike Connick says Dubai is a must-visit destination for any serious speaker. Raymond Aaron, Dubai is the best city I've ever spoken in 27 years. Vishen Lakiani says it was a great relaxing vacation while making money, which is the greatest thing that you can do. Rosalind Gardner, which is the godmother of affiliate marketing, she says internet marketing is opening up a big way in Dubai, and I can't wait to return. So as you can see, if all these people are considering Dubai as, their platform for their international speaking career, the question is, why don't you, right? So the question now is, would you be our next international speaker? So if you are ready to amplify your personal brand, if you are ready, or do you want to shortcut your path to paid speaking engagements, if you are a published author or desire to become one, if you want a legitimate international speaking experience, if you see the value of international TV coverage in your media kit, if you see the value of international radio coverage in your media kit, if you are open-minded and willing to travel abroad, please fill out the application at speakindubai.com/now. Once again, speakindubai.com/now. Now, once again, there's nothing for sale here. You have to make an application. Remember, I told you it is by application only. Remember, by application only. Now, there are 2 options. Option one is 40 to 50,000 with no guarantee. That's working with a PR agency. Or the other one is $10,000 with a guarantee. So obviously this is a paid event. We are not going to pay you right now to come because you don't have all what is required, but you're going to come to Dubai to do everything which is required for $10,000 instead of $40,000 to $50,000, and you're going to be prepared from day one to start already doing your speaking career, for taking your career to the next level. Another very important thing is, yeah, but how am I going to monetize it? Because that's one of the things that people think, well, yeah, okay, this sounds great, but how am I going to monetize it? Just think about it. If you learn how to do this and then you get 2 speaking engagements of 5,000, or you get 3 speaking engagements of 3,000, which is very possible, within very fast, you will be able to pay for the investments. Now, this is honestly not something, I mean, obviously the television, the radio, all these things cost. So that is the cost. That's why we are doing it per application. Once again, this is a selfish motive because we want to start raising new stars around the world. Now, I can imagine you possibly, and I'm saying possibly you're already saying, well, I want to go for it, but possibly there's a concern, and that concern might be money. So don't worry, we have you covered. Because of course, if you cannot pay the 10,000 right away, we can put installments so that you will be able to pay that as fast as possible. Now, if you live in the United States, and this is only something that I can offer for people that live in the United States, because it's not me the one which is doing it, I will tell you the possibilities on how you can get financing from 0 to 6% interest for 6 months. I mean, 0% interest for 6 months or 6% interest for 6 months, so that you will be able to afford it. I don't want you to say, well, I don't want to go, or I would really like to go, but I don't have the money. You know what? I mean, I am very happy to work with you. If you have the talent, make sure to fill the application. I will be willing to work with you. So let's recap, okay? Here is what's happening. We are going to be having an event that is called the International Expert Summit, which is a TED-like event. We would like you to speak for us in front of a large audience. You will be trained to do an amazing job as a speaker during the summit. You will get your presentation filmed with a multi-camera shoot. You will get coverage on international television. You will also get recorded on international radio. We will media train you so the reporters will love you, and we will give your personal brand an international makeover. All of this is going to be happening in Dubai. Right now, all we want is that you raise your hand and you tell me, I am interested. If you're interested about this kind of opportunity, please let us know. Remember, this is a pay-to-play gig. This is not, we are going to pay you for you to come. That's not how it works. Obviously, we do not know you. You do not have all what is required. So this is a pay-to-play gig. If selected, the investment is $10,000 instead of $40,000, as I explained to you. Now, you can split payments, or we will advise you on how you can find low-interest financing. Don't let the money be a concern. We will find a way together, because if you're a talented person, I want to make sure that this works. But this needs to be a win-win situation. You have to work for your stuff, and I'll help you get in international stages. Get ready for a 7-day spectacular experience that will change your life. You will get keynote and TED-like speaking training. You will experience professional media training. You are guaranteed international television. This is an important word, guaranteed. It is not, well, let's see if we can get it. It's guaranteed. You will be recorded on international radio. You will receive print media to include also on your media kit. You will speak in front of a large international audience. Your presentation will be recorded with multiple cameras to use on all your marketing. We will create a professional sizzle reel to avoid any poor introductions. Your personal brand will experience an international makeover to make you more money. Now, this is a very interesting thing also. We have a one-time only bonus. If you decide to come, I don't want to give you only one stage. I would like to give you 2 stages. So we're not going to be only doing it in Dubai, but also we're going to be doing it in Bahrain. Bahrain is the Switzerland from the Middle East. And there we're going to be speaking in the Applied Science University in Bahrain. That's where this is the equivalent of MIT in the Middle East, as I was telling you. And also you're going to have an opportunity of being filmed there and also being on the on a very prestigious university, which is also great for your curriculum. And on top of that, if you stay with us till the very end, we will go the very last day for a private tour of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And if there's nothing happening on the track, we will also get to drive on the track of the Grand Prix. So if all of this sounds great, let me just tell you what's the procedure for you to do. First of all, what happens after the application? Well, very simple. You just fill out the application. Then we will see that everything is fine, that we match what we are expecting. Next, we will do an appointment. Then we can do a telephone call via Skype or via your regular phone. And then we will start planning for you to do. Now, once again, as I was saying, the dates for this event, normally they will be appearing now, but if they are not there, I am sure that Jimena or whoever actually shared this video with you will be mentioning when the events are. Okay, that's the most important thing. So once again, if this is something that you feel it's great, please make sure to go to speakindubai.com/now. And with that, Jimena, I think I have finished my entire presentation. I hope that I was just not going too fast. I tend to speak sometimes so fast that I start blah, 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 blah. Because I get so excited about it. I get very excited about it. I want to make sure that you guys become one of our speakers, start speaking international, and I think this is just an outstanding probability for you. So what do you think, Jimena?
You know, I think this is an outstanding opportunity as well. Just for anybody who would love to go to Dubai and have it be a business write-up. That was one of the things for me as well when you and I were talking. You know, Dubai is one of those things that is on my bucket list, and now to be able to write it off because it's a business trip and to get to go with an amazing group of people. I mean, I know. You know, some of the names that we've got confirmed already, and it's pretty incredible to be able to be there, traveling, masterminding with you and Mitch and some of the speakers that are going to be there. It's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And on top of that, not only do you get this awesome trip with well-known experts in their field, but you also get everything that you need so that you can, moving forward, get more keynote speaking engagement and have a whole brand makeover. I mean, for the investment and then all the fun stuff that you guys plan, it's just like amazing. I think on the cake. It really, I've never seen anything like this being done before, which is why I didn't even have to think twice when you mentioned it to me.
Exactly. So just think about it, and you just mentioned something that I definitely I'm going to include in the presentation next time I do it. This could be written off as a business trip, which is a great thing. If money is a little bit of a concern, remember, I mean, there's you can do part split payments, or we can tell you a few ways in how you can get very low interest financing so that you don't let go of this opportunity. Once again, my interest is more than anything. I want to make sure that we start replenishing the amount of speakers that are right now on the platform, because it's always the same people, because there's just few people that take the time to do their media kit, that take the effort to get their right branding, that take the effort to figure out a way in how to be on television, on radio. In reality, it's not such a complicated thing, and it could be accomplished in 1 week while having a ton of fun. So, I mean, it just makes no sense for people to start thinking about this is going to be a very expensive thing or whatever, because in reality, it is a very inexpensive opportunity. So with that,
investment in yourself. So if you can't invest in yourself, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. Exactly. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. please make sure to fill out the application. I mean, the application costs nothing. Tell me everything that you want. After you fill the application, you're going to get a ton of information of how's going to be working, who's going to be in Dubai with you, who are going to be the faculty training you, all these things, because we have a fantastic faculty of teachers coming up with us so that you know exactly what's going to be happening. It's going to be very, very cool. So once again, the dates, if you didn't have them here, whoever shared with you this video should have also shared the exact dates of when this event is going to be taking place. And if not, just go to speakingdubai.com/now, fill out the application, and all the information is going to be there. Once again, at this point, we are not taking money because, first of all, we have to figure out if you are the right fit. Now, another question that a lot of people ask me is, what kind of speakers are you looking for? Well, in reality, I am looking for any kind of speakers in every topic. I mean, I have allergists, I have doctors, I have business owners, I have people which are into personal development, people which are into the law of attraction, people that are into yoga, even a pole dancer. Imagine. It's just crazy. So you can imagine whatever you're doing, there's always a market for it, because of course there's speaking opportunities for absolutely everything. So don't be thinking, oh my goodness, I have to be an internet marketer or I have to be an expert on this. Remember, experience is nothing compared to proof. If you have the proof, and we are going to give you in 1 week all the proof that you require so that you can get started. So with that, let me just close this presentation, and I would like to stop at this very moment. I hope to see you together with Jimena in Dubai. And once again, thank you for listening to this video.